Washington Commanders are standing on business and they are getting right to the shits. 2 hours after firing Ron Rivera as the head coach of the Washington Commanders, we are already getting hit with a barrage of interview requests from the team, starting with Washington's first couple requests for head coaching vacancy here in DC. The number one candidate, the belle of the ball, and my favorite candidate to replace Ron Rivera, Ben Johnson, is the first call we're making. We're interviewing the offensive coordinator and the defensive coordinator of the Detroit Lions, Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn. We've also put in requests for defensive coordinator Raheem Morris, and we're reportedly interested in Jim Harbaugh, according to Jordan Schultz. So far on the president of football operations and GM search, we are interviewing Bears assistant GM Ian Cunningham, which we've talked about all season with his connections through Philadelphia and through working for Ozzie Newsome in Baltimore. He worked with Eugene Shin there. That connection was made, and they were seen speaking to Josh Harris at the Accelerator program back at the owners' meetings last month. But we're already getting hit with a barrage of interviewing requests. We're also interviewing Glenn Cook, the assistant general manager of the Cleveland Browns. We are throwing all the darts on the board. We've assembled the Avengers, bringing in Bob Myers and Rick Spielman just to continue on and come and advise Harris, because this is the biggest difference between Harris and Snyder. Dan Snyder always felt he needed to be the biggest dick in the room. He always had to have all the answers himself. Josh Harris is saying, I don't have all the answers, but I am seeking counsel from people I know the business. And he's getting help from outside. He's outsourcing assistants and making sure these are the right hires. So for head coach so far, Ben Johnson, Aaron Glenn, Raheem Morris. And for GM, president of football ops, Glenn Cook of the Cleveland Browns, Ian Cunningham of the Chicago Bears. It's like Christmas right now. News is pouring in left or right for content creators for this specific team. It is eating season. It's hunting season. It's time to get down to business. I ultimately hope Ben Johnson gets the job. I think we're going to do all due diligence in this process. They're going to interview all the people. They're going to make sure they get the right thing. And I love how simultaneously these searches are going on. Michael Phillips did say it's going to happen at the same time, while the power is going to go to whoever we hire in the front office, but they're going to start the interview process for head coaches at the same time. We cannot interview in person with these head coaching candidates till around the 21st or the 22nd of January, but what we can do is interview virtually. We're in a different world now. After the pandemic of 2020, you don't have to do things in person now. You can get your whole process done via Zoom, via Skype, or whatever conference function app you want to use. And I'm excited, man. Our first phone call went out to Ben Johnson, man. That makes me so happy. And Aaron Glenn is a really, really good defensive coordinator as well. So that's 2 defensive guys and offensive guys so far. I'm excited to see where this search goes. Reported interest in Jim Harbaugh. We've already requested the interview for Ben Johnson. Raheem Morris, a face we already know in town, defensive coordinator for the Rams. Glenn Cook and Ian Cunningham, man. It's already getting bubbly on these streets. We're only a couple hours past the firing of Ron Rivera, and Josh Harris and company are already standing on business. They're already shooting their shots. They're already sending DMs to all the ladies. Come on down. We're back up in DC. Come be a part of history. Come rebuild this franchise back to its glory days. Come on. We got the most projected cap space. We got a top 2 pick in the draft so you can select the quarterback of your choice. And we got an aggressive ownership group that actually has money that will allocate any and all assets needed for you to succeed. a roster with a bunch of impending free agents. So you're not just inheriting just a bad roster. You're inheriting and you're coming to take a job that you get to create in your vision, and a job where there's going to be effective communication that starts from the top to the bottom, because the head of the snake matters. We were never going to prosper under Dan Snyder, and I'm honestly glad we never prosper, because it wouldn't have set right with me to see that little dweeb win anything. Let's get it, baby. Let's get it. The GM, the president of football hire, that is the most important hire possibly in the history of this franchise, because the guy that helps make the head coaching hire and the guy that makes the picks, signs the players, that is the most important position in the entire organization. And we have to get it right. And I hope we interview as many people as possible for that position, because once they get here, they're going to can Marty Herney and Martin Mayhew, and they're going to bring in their own people. So a couple of these guys we interview could all end up working with the team, actually, because they're going to build an entire front office, and a formidable one at that. I'm excited, man. Ben Johnson, when you interview him, just offer him the job. I want Ben Johnson so bad. It's the best offensive coordinator in football. It's the best offensive coordinator in football, the most balanced offensive coordinator in football, a top 5 rushing and passing offense with Jared Goff at the helm. I need that here in DC. And I'm not going to turn my nose up to anybody that they end up hiring. I'm going to give Josh Harris and company benefit of the doubt, but these boys are cooking, man. They're getting after it. They're getting active, bro. Fire up Commanders 1, baby. We're moving. Jim Harbaugh about to win the Natty tonight. They about to fly him out tomorrow for an interview. Now, that's just me spitballing and speculating right now. And on the point of Jim Harbaugh, I prefer a coach in his 30s getting his first try, but Jim Harbaugh is a phenomenal coach. If we were to actually hire Jim Harbaugh, that would be a home run hiring for Josh Harris and company. I'm not going to lie about that. Is he my first choice? No, but he's a phenomenal coach, and our immediate floor significantly increases if that was the case. But I would prefer Ben Johnson, Bobby Slowick, Mike McDonald, a up-and-coming, ascending. Like, I want us to be the team with foresight, like the Packers had with LaFleur, like the Dolphins had with McDaniel, the Rams had with McVay, the Niners had with Kyle Shanahan. I want us to be the next team that had the foresight and the vision to give a guy his first opportunity and then build it all around him and have a coach here for the long term. Imagine that. We get a coach here that's 37 years old. He's here for 10 years. He's 47. He's still a young coach with 10 years experience. That's beautiful, man. I want us to build something. I want us to build it right. And the process has begun. And they're getting right to the shits. They're already requesting interviews left and right. There's already 4 or 5 requested head coaching interviews and 3 requested interviews for front office position. The ball is rolling. Offseason 2024 has begun, and Washington is in the mix and getting active, baby. As soon as it comes out, I'll be here on the channel updating y'all. That's all I got for right now. Hell to the Washington Commanders.